What's going on, everybody? Chaseontwowheels here, and finally, after a month of riding almost daily with this freaking helmet, I can bring you guys the Ruroc Atlas 3.0 review. Alright guys, so we're finally here for the review, and if you guys are wondering why it's taken us so long, when it comes to items that are this freaking expensive, we're not trying to give you guys a little one-day review. I have been riding in this helmet for 30 days at minimum, almost on a daily basis, so I have put a lot of miles in this thing, so I can actually tell you guys what it's like. If you're doing a review and you've only ridden in something for 2 days, bruh, that ain't a review. That's a first impression. So today, I'm going to bring you guys everything I feel about this helmet. Now, what we're going to do first is I'm going to talk through the differences between Atlas 2.0 and 3.0 here in the shop. Once we get done talking about the differences, we are then going to jump on the bike and I'm going to tell you guys my thoughts and feelings about the helmet after riding with it for so long. So if you guys already know all the differences between 2.0 and 3.0, you can jump to that timestamp. That will be me getting on the motorcycle. But if you're still here, let's go over the updates for Atlas 2.0 to 3.0. Alright guys, so jumping into the changes, first off let's talk about the visor. If you guys look at the 2.0 and the 3.0 side by side, you'll notice that the mechanism area of the visor looks a lot different. On the 3.0, you have just the visor wrapping around the helmet. There's no longer those little covers around the mechanism. One, looks more streamlined. Personally, I love the look of that. Secondly, that cover not being there actually makes the helmet more aerodynamic, so you should probably see less or hear less wind noise while you're going down the road. Another update from the visor is the actual mechanism itself. They have streamlined that mechanism and they have given us positions. Thank you, sweet, sweet baby Jesus. In Atlas 2.0, if you open the visor, visor's all the way open or the visor's all the way shut. There was no intermittent areas where the visor would stay locked. Now with 3.0, we have around 5 different locking positions, and the most important one is the demist, which is that slightly open visor position. I love that they added this. Obviously, this is one of the major things I wanted between 2.0 and 3.0. So in 3.0, we now have that barely open, cracked position. Alright guys, so now moving slightly away from the visor, but not too far, we have a new visor seal, which is this little rubber coating you see around the eye area of the helmet. And we also have a new visor lock. These things are going to be massively updated for 3.0, and it should help your visor stay in the locked position much better, and it should help keep elements out while your visor is shut. Alright guys, next up, let's move to the point of contention, the biggest point of contention with the Atlas 3.0, and that is the new premium liner that they have in the helmet. If you guys have watched any reviews of the Atlas 3.0, this is the major thing everyone talks about. Some people hate it, some people are okay with it. It is the premium liner that has changed from the 2.0 to the 3.0. We're going to talk a little more about that later in the video when I talk about my opinions, but Ruroc says that there is a premium liner in the Atlas 3.0, and I will leave it at that in their words. Alright guys, so the next thing we can talk about that is helpful for you smaller headed people is Ruroc now offers a extra small shell for the Ruroc 3.0. So if you guys tried a 2.0 and you couldn't get a small enough helmet, that should be helpful for you now. I have a bigger head, so this doesn't matter to me. But hey, not everybody has as big of a head as me. So guys, next up is not technically to do with the Atlas 3.0, but it's with the shockwave system for the 3.0. If you guys aren't familiar, the Ruroc Atlas has this really cool thing. It's like this little cavity in the very back of the helmet, and it allows you to use their little proprietary audio shockwave unit. All it did in 2.0 was the shockwave would give you Bluetooth audio in your helmet so you could listen to music. Well, Atlas 3.0, not only have they made it to where it's rider to pillion comms, you can still listen to music, but the installation, it used to be 2 little screws, now it's actually a magnet, so you just plug it in, pop it in, and you are good to go. So we don't have a shockwave unit yet, haven't tested it, but it's really cool that they've really streamlined the installation process on that. All right, guys, final thing, let's talk about price real quick. You can grab an Atlas 3.0 at the core model for $450, and you can go all the way up to the liquid carbon like we have behind me for $575. If you guys want to get one of the many colored visors that they have, those come in at $60. And the visors are pin lock ready, which you can grab a little pin lock thing for $25. If you guys have never used a pin lock, it basically makes your helmet not fog up. It's absolutely phenomenal and totally worth the $25. All right, guys, that's it for all the updates of the Atlas 2.0 to the 3.0. Now, let's go jump on the motorcycle. I'm going to tell you guys how I feel about the helmet after riding with it for about a month on that daily status. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are out here on the Atlas 3.0 liquid carbon. I do want to be super clear with you guys. I am a, what do you call it, sponsored rider for Ruroc. That I want to be upfront with you guys about. Secondly, one of the reasons I have agreed to be a sponsored rider with Ruroc is because, one, I believe in that company, and secondly, I've told them I am going to be honest in my reviews, because if I'm not, what is the point of you guys watching my video? As you guys are going to be able to tell in this video, I have some pros and some cons that I feel like about this helmet, and I'm going to tell them to you. I'm not going to like hide something that I feel just because I'm a sponsored rider. Like my integrity is far more important to me, to you guys, than, you know, any monetary amount, because if I don't have my reputation here on YouTube, everything comes crumbling down. As far as the Atlas 3.0 goes, let's break it up into parts. First off, let's talk about looks. As you guys know, I'm on the liquid carbon here with the orange red visor, and my old helmet, the Atlas 2.0, my old first ride helmet, was the raw carbon, which is kind of like a matte carbon helmet. Carbon fiber looks so much better with a coat of gloss on it. Obviously, you know, that's all personal opinion, but I love the way this looks. I love the visor combo. It looks so cool. I feel like it helps the GoPro kind of blend in, so you guys can't even see the GoPro. You know, we've done, I think, one first ride with this helmet. I've looked at the camera car footage, and I think it looks so much better than the raw carbon. So super happy with the looks department. So guys, next up, one of the things that was actually one of the major changes for the Atlas 3.0, and that is this visor. I'll show you guys what the Atlas 2.0 visor looks like. It's got these little brackets here on the side, and as you guys can see with the 3.0, those brackets are gone. It is all visor all day, baby. And I think the looks of it are so much better. It looks, not only does it look sleeker, but to have no little bracket stuff here, but if I understand correctly, it actually makes the helmet more aerodynamic, and I believe it makes it have less wind noise, because obviously if we're going down the road, there's less things for the wind to hit. So guys, next up that we got to talk about is the point of some contention with the Atlas 3.0. You know, everybody's going to make their own review of the helmet, which is, you know what, that's the whole point of reviews. You get different people's opinions. I personally think the padding is not bad. I think the padding is a definite improvement from the Atlas 2.0. The Atlas 2.0, the padding just didn't feel as premium as the price of the helmet was. You know what I mean? And I think the Atlas 3.0 here has updated the padding a good amount. I know that Ruroc had some weird padding stuff going on with one of their suppliers, and the padding they ended up getting wasn't the padding they wanted or something. I'm not 100% sure what all the details are. All I can tell you guys is from wearing the helmet and how the helmet feels to me, I really enjoyed the padding. I think it feels night and day from the 2.0 helmet. Now, one of the things that does worry me long term, I do feel like the padding feels a little thin. Now, it's comfortable, right? I think it feels much better. Hold on, let me wheelie real quick. All right, sorry, I had to be a child for just a moment. So the padding does feel a little thin, but it's comfortable, and I don't know how it's gonna be long term. Now, that's not this is not a long-term review, right? I've been riding in this helmet for I think a month, 2 months, something like that. So this is my review based on that amount of time riding on it. And you know, once I get maybe 6 months down the road, maybe a year down the road, maybe we can do a review, like a long-term review. And in that review, the padding information will be really important. I will say, I don't think the padding is at a wry or showy level yet. I think there is a lot of improvement to do, and the cool thing is that if Ruroc wanted to bring out a new pad, they could just make that, and then I would gladly buy it and try it out. I feel like the padding's probably the major downfall of the helmet right now, and the way I like to look at that is the padding is the area where Ruroc has the most that they can improve in future helmets. So what I would personally like, instead of giving us a Atlas 4.0 in a year, I would rather Ruroc go back to the drawing board, really work on a super premium padding, and then sell that for the Atlas 3.0. That 360 camera is bouncing all over the place. That footage is going to look like absolute garbage. Oh, no! 360 camera! Hi, buddy. Oh, you start recording! Yes! Oh, this is great. Well, you're dead, but you're still recording, so goodbye, 360 camera. You've been great, and I really enjoyed using you. What a super inconvenient time, because the next thing I was going to talk to you guys about was the visor. And I would have loved to have a 360 camera to show you guys the visor and how different it is. With the Atlas 2.0, the helmet could only open, the visor, could only open like all the way or all the way shut. There was no intermittent levels. And now they have adjusted the visor mechanism to where you've got, I think, 5 or 6 different positions. And the main one that I'm super excited about is the little half crack. You guys see that this little crack right here? I love that for hot weather, and it's been hot here in Georgia recently. That little crack allows me to get a lot of airflow without having my visor all the way open. I've been making full use of the little half crack, so I love the new visor positions. All right, so guys, next thing I wanted to touch on that I tried out with the Atlas is something I get requested from you guys a lot that I don't typically care about. But I always get questions from you guys like, how is it wearing sunglasses or eyeglasses in your helmet? Now, the padding doesn't have any specific openings for eyeglasses, but in my experience with putting sunglasses on, because I went out and tested it with sunglasses on, putting the sunglasses on was a little forceful. You had to really push those things. But once I got them on and chilling, it was super comfortable. You can totally wear glasses and sunglasses with Atlas 3.0. You're just gonna have to press really hard. So if you have really thin little frames, not frames, but little arms, you need to be careful with those. Next up is one of the cool things that I specifically like being a motovlogger that uses an Atlas 3.0 is the magnetic closure for the shockwave system. Now, I don't have a shockwave installed on my Atlas 3.0, as you guys saw earlier before, my Insta360 died. The Atlas in the back of it has a little cavity. You can just press the shockwave into that. Well, now, instead of 2 tiny little screws, they've got it magnetic. The closure for that little cavity is also magnetic. So, as you guys can see here, I kind of modified it a little bit because you guys know I got this helmet set up for motovlogging status, so I've got wires running all through this thing. I've got all of my thick wires stuck into that cavity, and I just cut these little slots into the little door. So I have all of my big wire pieces shoved in the back, and that way the helmet fits super comfortable for me, and I don't have so much wire just kind of in the outliner of the helmet. So the Atlas 3.0, as long as you aren't using a shockwave, kind of allows you to have this little wire cavity. For most people, it's not going to matter. It would be more important for you to know about the shockwave, having a little slot. Something I just realized that I didn't talk about when it comes to the padding is the little tabs that the padding clicks into the helmet with. From what I understand, they updated the tabs on the front here on the cheek pads, if you guys can see here. They updated those. Those things click in really well. The ones on the 2.0, they clicked in fine, and I didn't personally have any problems, but I know some people had some issues. I've never had a problem with the tabs. They've been pretty secure for me. Speaking of little tabs, I also really like the chin skirt. Now, if you guys see here, the chin skirt fits in really well, and it has these little tabs that click into the actual padding of the helmet. I've never seen that before, and I really like that. The chin skirt actually stays really secure for me. The one thing I did notice, though, is those little tabs on the chin skirt are made out of it kind of looks like a flimsy-ish material. But I could see this being a problem, like these things like not really clicking in well. I wish that was made out of a slightly different, more stronger material, because I would love some feedback for when I popped it into place. But for now, I haven't had any problems, so I'll just keep enjoying having no problems. But, you know, I'm just trying to look forward to see what could happen. So guys, one of the other things that I feel like is a slight negative for the Atlas 3.0 is the putting on the helmet process. From my experience, and I've got two Atlas 3.0s. I've got one that I kind of like daily ride every day, and I've got this one, which is my motovlogging one. And I've had this issue on both helmets. Getting these helmets on is hard. I've got to tuck my ears in, I've got to pull it on, and when I'm pulling it on and taking it off, it is a tight fit. When I have the helmet on, like right now, the helmet is super comfortable and I really enjoy it. I think it's because of the way that Ruroc has the shape of the helmet. It has a little tight spot at the bottom. The helmet kind of curves in, so at the bottom it's tighter in. That makes it for putting the helmet on, at least for me, very tight. But obviously you could say, well, Chase, just get a bigger shell size. But if I got a bigger shell size, I wouldn't have the actual fit of the helmet when it's on. The way I'm wearing the helmet right now is the important part. Taking it on, taking it off is important, but not as important as it protecting my head like it is right now. I wish it wasn't as tight. I don't know how to fix something like that. That's just my personal feelings on the taking it off process. So guys, that's honestly my opinions, and I got a lot of messages from a lot of people, because you guys know I talk about Ruroc stuff all the time. I got a lot of messaging from people that specifically did a pre-order of the Atlas 3.0, saying that there were a ton of shipping issues. From what I understand, the shipping issues were because of a mix of them moving into their new warehouse facility so that they can do everything in-house. On top of that, they had some sort of like distributor problem with the padding. You know, they obviously order the padding from another company. The company has to make it, and that company that made it for them did not meet their quality level. So, you know, that caused some delays in shipping. They're doing work to get everything inside of a warehouse, inside of house, so that they don't have to deal with third-party companies, which is going to make their quality better, and it's going to make them be able to fulfill stuff much sooner. I messaged my guy, and I'm like, hey man, a lot of people are sending me messages about like, where's their Ruroc and all this kind of stuff. They told me they were shipping out something like 10,000 helmets a week or something like that. It was some grossly huge number. And with as many people as ordered, I was like, bro, y'all just shipping through. You know, it takes time. When a ton of people order things, it takes a ton of time to get it all shipped out. So I don't really know what was going on with that, so I can't really comment. Guys, at the end of the day, I have very much enjoyed my Atlas 3.0. I am super happy to ride in it every day. I love it far more than the Atlas 2.0. I do feel like the padding could get better, so Ruroc, let's see some better padding. The cool thing is, make some better padding, make it available, let me go buy it, and I might buy it. I actually might not, because I don't have a problem with the padding, but I don't think this is a perfect helmet. I think we're still working our way towards that showy level of helmet. But the cool thing is, guys, and I tell you this every single Ruroc Atlas review, we have a company that actually listens to what we want. We had a ton of things I asked for personally from the 2.0, and they literally did everything in the 3.0. I'm standing here right now saying I want better padding, and I don't know if they can adjust the getting on the helmet process, but if they can adjust that, make it a little easier to get on. If they do those two things, I have no other requests. I know a lot of you guys ask about Snell. The helmet is ECE and DOT rated. It's not Snell rated, so it's not race level. So if you need a race helmet, Ruroc's not a helmet for you. But guys, those are my thoughts. So I'm going to throw it back to the Chase that's in the air-conditioned shop, and I am going to be done here on the GoPro since I don't have a secondary camera. All right, guys, let's go to that, Chase. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is my thoughts on the Atlas 3.0. Now, obviously, as you guys can see, that helmet is nowhere near perfect, but the thing I'm impressed with Ruroc is every single helmet has been better and better and better. I definitely feel like we have some room for improvement as far as the internal liner goes. I think they can still get an even premium-er feeling liner in the next one, and I would love to see the get on process made a little bit easier if at all possible. If you guys have any things you guys would like to see in the next helmet iteration from our boys over at Ruroc, drop them in the comments. The biggest thing about Ruroc is that they actually listen to people and they implement the things that we ask for. So use the comment section down below. I'm sure Ruroc's going to be down there looking at ways that they can improve this helmet on their next iteration. I appreciate you guys watching this video. If you learned something, make sure to hit that like button. It makes me very happy. Please make me happy, because otherwise I'll be a very sad person, and nobody wants that. And guys, if you guys enjoy motorcycle content, make sure to hit subscribe. We make a ton of it here. And guys, that's it. Thanks for getting to the end of the video, and we'll see you on the next one. Later. Outro crew. If you're new to the outro crew, welcome. That means you made it to the end of the video. Also, when you see everybody in the comments saying OC, it stands for outro crew. So this whole time, everybody's like, what's OC mean? It just means people actually watch the entire video. So it means I love you longer, and it means I ask you a question. And my question is, what is your favorite graphic for the Atlas 3.0? Because they have so many of them. Obviously, I'm partial to the liquid carbon, because why would I not be? But I'm interested to see what you guys think down below. Put OC in your comment. Love you guys a long time. We'll see you on the next one. Later.